Is it working now? I don't know what that was. Oh. Like I just changed Windows and it started running, I think. Yeah, okay. Well, looks like I'm starting over. Luckily I had the save file still, so I just reloaded it. Hello everybody. Welcome for real this time to Phoenix Wright Attorney. I didn't get that far in, so don't worry about it. Last time, we talked to old guy who knows something about the L6, and today he's going to be on the witness stand. Because we're in court. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, apparently the prosecution is also ready. Who is the judge here anyway? Mr. Van Karma, your opening statement? Very well, no opening statements, so... Not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking. Right, of course. A prediction. Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now. It is 7:35. So I will be back around 7:38. Alright, see you then. No, I'm not gonna do that. Actually, it's like 10 o'clock, according to the green thing at the beginning. Order! Order! I'm not doing that though. Mr. Van Karma, what is the meaning of your statement just now? Ah, must you question everything? It will be over in 3 minutes, we have no time to waste. I will call my witness now. Alright. I'll call my witness, my decisive witness, to the stand. It's that mysterious boat shop owner. Witness, state your profession. I'm the proprietor of the restaurant, the Wet Noodle at Good Lake. I also rent boats. The night of the incident, you were in the boat rental shop, correct? Yep. Yeah, I was. Please testify. Wait a second. We still haven't heard who this old guy is. Objection! Wait a minute. The witness hasn't stated his name yet. And this is about how far I got before I realized the stream wasn't running. Or before I saw the notification. So let's see how that goes out. Okay. Because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright. Bah! I have predicted this trial will end in 3 minutes. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate. No. It is my, job to, throw a wrench into your plans. I mean... If you want it to end within 3 minutes with a not guilty verdict, I'd be happy to oblige. Yeah, right. The witness will state his name. Not really sure. Yep. What do you mean? My memory, Your Honor. The witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name. He can't recall, you say? Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify. Very well. Let's hear his testimony then, shall we, witness? It was the night of the 21st, just after midnight. Yep. I was in the restaurant where I rent boats, as usual. And I hear a bang. Yep. and I looked out on the window. I saw a boat just floating on the lake, and I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore, and a man walks by my window. Very well. I'd like to begin the cross-examination. Excuse me? There is nothing to question in my witness's testimony. That's not how this works. There's no need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before 3 minutes are up. My clock determines that's a lie, and I've been going pretty consistently. Like, Judge, your verdict, now. Yes. Mr. Wright? This seems difficult. What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness. Very well, you may begin. Ah! Excuse me, Mr. Ancoma? 3 minutes just passed. I see. Well then, let's just take our time. You may cross-examine the witness. What was that all about? Oh. Just after midnight, you say? Yep, just around then. Are you sure? Pretty sure. Yep. When I talked to you yesterday, you were rather vague about the time. I'm surprised you seem so sure about it today. I asked him and he remembered. Isn't that right? Don't glare at me like that. I remembered it clearly, I did. Yep. You see? Continue. Is there anyone who can verify that? Well, I guess Polly could? That's not good enough for a code of law. Mr. Wright, exactly what's not good enough? Your Honor, this Polly is a parrot. A parrot? Don't be so hard on the girl, Keithy boy. Keith? The prosecution concedes that we cannot prove the witness was in the shop. Witness, please continue. And where did the bang seem to come from? Well, from the lake, I figure. Are you certain? Yep. Good. Continue. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Was there someone in the boat? I was pretty far out there. I couldn't see clearly. But I figured there was 2 men out there, yep. Also, this just occurred to me. They're standing on that boat. They are both standing up on a tiny boat in the middle of a lake with no life preservers on. They're not even seated in the boat. They're standing on it. Why? Sorry. That's the thing I have the most difficult time wrapping my head about this case. It's not the murderer or the sea monster. Or the... Nope, it's the fact that they're standing on the boat without life preservers on. Or life vests. Wait, preservers. Those are lifesavers. Yeah, preservers. Okay, anyway, back to the case. I don't know why that just occurred to me, but it did. But I figured there was 2 men out there, yep. But you couldn't see them clearly. Yep, at the time that is. At the time. And I heard another bang. So you heard 2 gunshots total. Yep. That's what Lotta said in her testimony yesterday. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore and the man walks by my window. By your window? Yep, by my window, right outside the window of my little shack. And you could see the man's face. Well, the fog was pretty thick, but he was right there in front of me. I saw him. This is a rather important detail. Just please add it to your testimony. Now both of the witnesses in this case have been given, like, country accents. I have a bad feeling about this. That man was the defendant. He kept saying, I can't believe he's dead. Are you sure? Uh-oh. Dad! That's certain, Keith! He said, I can't believe he's dead, as he was walking by, too. Witness, are you sure that the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth? It was him, that Edgeworth boy. Oh. Dear. This sounds like decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt. And comma, he lured me into cross-examining so he could set me up for a fall. Wait, but he didn't plan on it lasting this long. Or was that a trick too? Nick, I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us. Better act quick or this trial is going to be over. I don't know what I'm objecting to, but let's go! Your Honor, we proved in yesterday's trial that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun. Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun, and the photograph showing a man firing with his left hand? Exactly! That is easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired, and then placed more prints on it later, just for no reason. You are ignoring the truth of the matter here. Everything in this witness's testimony is true. Judge is lost in thought. What should I do? Let me think. Your Honor, this witness claims that Edward said, I can't believe he's dead, but his word is all we have. If he were telling a lie... Mr. Wright, in a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently, you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof. Nick, do we have evidence? It's no good. There's nothing I can do. You sure? Okay, time for somebody to boost in with more evidence or something, right? To be honest? Or just to point out something obvious about the evidence we already have. I don't know what to do anymore. Can you hear me? Yes? Oh. 3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't... This game's sense of time is a bit weird. This must be a new record. Enough. The witness may leave the stand. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. Nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. What? No. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Hold it. What? Did I do something? Was I supposed to wait and see one instead of raising an objection one of those times? Be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned. Oh. Who was that just now? Me. Okay. Okay, wait. No. Well, maybe. But it showed her when it was cutting around to everybody's reaction. Doesn't seem the type to shout me. Maybe? Definitely not. Possibly. Possibly. No. Definitely not. No. No. I don't think so. Like, didn't he leave the stand? He wouldn't leave the stand and then come back up because he realized he has something to say. So, like, okay. This, or this. My money's on this one, actually. Larry? Huh? I mean, the other option is somebody who hasn't been introduced yet. But, I don't think it would go there. Wah! Hey, Larry! What are you doing here? Listen, you gotta listen to me. I was there, in the park, the night of the murder. It was me! No? No, probably not. I just wasn't sure about it until just yesterday. But today I remembered it. Remembered what? The gunshot! I heard it too. You couldn't have mentioned this sooner. Order! What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided. I call for adjournment. One moment, Mr. Van Coma. So you say you heard a gunshot? Yeah, I did. A gunshot that night. Wait a minute. Weren't we given shows an empty lake. Wait, things are starting to come together. Okay, let's just move on. Then I realized something was different. Something he said was different from what I remembered. Anyhow, I can't just sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify. Order. Well, this is the first time something's happened like this in my court. I'm not quite sure how to proceed. Judge, you've already given your decision. The trial is over. Nick, this is it. Larry's given us one final chance at this. She's right. Only it wasn't Larry. Could make things even worse. Mr. Edwards was declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse. He thinks out loud, apparently. You're right. Okay. Your Honor, if there is another witness, it is our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now. A waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned. Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard. What is this? I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Mr. Van Karma, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now! Judge growing a spine. What? The court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear this new witness. Court is adjourned. Hubai! December 27th, 10:28 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. That was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth. I've seen worse. Yeah, right, Edgeworth. You're sweating bullets. Just wonder what Larry plans on saying in there. Larry was at the lake that night? Yes. Said he went looking for the steel samurai balloon that flew into the lake. Oh, right. And he found the balloon and the air tank that night. Yeah? Hey, Edgeworth. Huh? You say something right? Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong? It's nothing. Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. What's that? Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon? Oh. When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. Then I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really. I see. Right? Yeah? This might be our chance. Our chance? Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials. Perfect trials? Perfectly prepared witnesses, perfectly complete evidence. Ah, and this is a witness he hasn't prepared. This is a secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court. And that someone is Larry. What are you getting at? It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right? That's right, Nick. No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth. Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15! Everything's on Larry now. December 27th, 10:35 a.m. District Court, Courtroom number 3. Court is now back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything that you saw. On the night of December 24th. You know, I expected that this trial was going to focus entirely on Old Guy, and then it just... Nope! We spent all that time... Well, not for no reason. We discovered some stuff about him. Anyway. It's kind of disappointing that he's no longer on the stand, because, like, you know, he was the most interesting thing going on. Right, leave it to me. Please, Larry, don't mess this one up! I hate to admit it, but you are our last chance. And Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break. At night, I was out in a boat on the lake. I was looking for something, and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back in at the rental shop dock. Just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. Yep, I was right. I was right about the picture. Now, it was an unusually vague testimony, even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong, Nick? It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared. Well, Von Karma doesn't have any clue either, so you're good. Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but forward, Nick. Alright, let's do this. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? There were so many things wrong, I don't know where to begin. Well, okay, first of all, what time was it? It was after 11 when I went out in the boat. By that time, everyone had gone home for the night. So I waited until the coast was clear, so to speak. And why were you out on a boat at such a late hour? Looking for something? Yeah. Mr. Butts, what was it you were looking for? What the witness was searching for is irrelevant. Most likely he was hunting for this goodie. You know, you're not wrong. That's surprisingly close to the truth in a sense. This is all irrelevant. Let's get it over with. So I quietly slipped the boat back in at the rental shop dock. Oh wait, Around what time was that? Well, let's see. I keep changing his voice. I'm trying to nail down something that's like slightly annoying. I don't know. Let's see. I figure I was about searching for about an hour. I guess it was around 12. Yeah. You're not sure? Hey, don't give me that face. I'm not some sort of human sundial, okay? People use watches these days, Larry? Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. Oh. Where did the sound come from? Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure about that. I looked around, you know. Did you look at the lake? Yeah, I looked. Wasn't there a boat on the lake? Order. Well, Mr. Butts? Oh, whoa. Everybody just come down, okay? I mean, it was real foggy that night. I'm not sure whether there was a boat on there or not. Okay, that's the most important part of this case. So you only heard one bang, correct? Yeah. Huh. Well, it was a pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? I guess I should just start working on the contradictions. Sorry. I wish I could be more helpful. I wish I could call my sister. It's fine. I can do this by myself. What? Deposition? I think that's the word. Yeah. Deposition. Yep. Okay. Wait a sec, Larry. What? You only heard one bang? You sure? I mean, okay, so I was thinking maybe it was the picture I was talking about. I think that's later though. And the reason I'm thinking that, right? And the game just confirmed it for me because it's still going. But because this would confirm his testimony instead of contradicting it. And I haven't had any times when I've had to present confirmatory evidence. So I thought the other one was the more likely choice. I should have brought that up, but like it worked out, so that's what I said. But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday that she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots that night. Huh? Were you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what they said? Yo, Nick, please. No, I mean, the reason he's testifying is because he started to remember something different, so that's really not something to get all up in arms about. Huh? You know, something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. Ah, so you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay? No? Mr. Butts? What? You only heard 1 gunshot, are you sure? Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure. Not sure? How could you not be sure? Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was, listening to something else. Something else? My radio, dude! With my headphones! What? Order, and stop that booing! Mr. Butts, you were listening to the radio with your headphones. Yeah, so what? That a crime? I listen to my radio, everyone listens to the radio, what's the big deal? Mr. Von Karma, your opinion? Waste of time. I do not accept this witness nor his shoddy testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, should he continue the testimony? Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony. Bah! Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost. Very well, Mr. Butts, please give your testimony and be sure to include details like your radio. Right, leave it to me. I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see? I was listening to it real booming loud like, but I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it, too. What was he saying? You know, like we could cross-examine that with not cross-examine. We could do that up against the radio's programming, right? Like night record it, and like find exactly when you heard it. You were listening to your radio at a high volume. Yeah, what's the big problem? Can't the man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country? I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is. George, can you believe a wordless witness says what he heard was probably nothing more than a drumbeat from the radio? True enough, it is difficult to believe this testimony. Wait, Your Honor. The witness said he remembered exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot. Excuse me? DJ? An announcer, the guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Wright. I can't believe I'm continuing this charade. So, you turned on the radio. Right. Yes. I just wanted to hear someone's voice, you know? You don't know what it's like out there, alone, on Christmas Eve, alone! I shouldn't have said anything. Do you by any chance remember the name of the program you were listening to? This has nothing to do with the case, Your Honor. Objection sustained. The witness was listening to the radio. That is all we need to know. Tell us, Mr. Butts, how loud was your radio set to that night? Real booming loud? Yeah, you know. And you had headphones on? Yep. I wouldn't think you could hear anything going on outside at all. Can you prove that? No, of course you can't. Nah, I can't prove it. But I remember that moment real clear. I mean, while I was talking about it, it came back to me real clear to me, you know? I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it, too. What did she say? We know the DJ's gender? I mean, sure, fine, whatever. Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible good could knowing what a radio DJ said do us? Sorry. Indeed, Mr. Van Comba has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care. I mean, if we don't know what the program was, then, like, we can't cross-reference it against... But, I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna back down here. We should kill, Your Honor. Of course we should. Why? Well, how do you know if we don't ask, Fine, very well. Mr. Butts, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot? Just when she said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas, I heard the gunshot." Almost. Almost. Almost! Okay. Are you sure? Course I am. She had this nope. Maybe Mr. Van Comma. Why did I add Mr. to that? Maybe Van Comma was right. I'm not sure how that helped us at all. It's the most ludicrous testimony I've ever heard. There's one gleaming ray of hope in there. I've got to press it until we get to the bottom of what happened. I thought it was going to be the autopsy report at first, but that one's kind of vague. Picture is timed exactly, so... Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct? Of course, we're assuming that the clock on her camera is set correctly, and even if we can prove that it is, we have to prove that it was set correctly on the day of the murder, which is impossible. Actually, we've done something similar before. I'm joking, but that was so dumb. Huh? What's with that face? You look scary, dude. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, you better know I don't scare that easy. Is something the matter, Mr. Wright? Your Honor? Did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," when he heard the gunshot. Indeed. And almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Bum bum bum. Meaning the radio announcer was a time zone over. Now, do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve. That would seem to be the case, yes. But he should have heard that gunshot after midnight. This photograph is irrefutable proof of this fact. Let's see what the time was on the photo taken when the gun triggered Miss Hart's camera. 12:25, 15 minutes after midnight on Christmas Day, apparently in military time. If it's using zeros, I think that means it's definitely military time, right? This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor. Or like a military sort of clock. Military time has like a specific zone, I think, but like... Order! What does this mean? 2 prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight. Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious! And here's where we present the photo. What? Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Mr. Butts' claim he heard the gunshot before midnight? He's right. Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard that gunshot before midnight. Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim? Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight. Oh wait, it's this one. Look at this photograph. This was taken by a witness yesterday, Miss Lada Hart, with her automatic camera. A witness yesterday. Okay, not a witness yesterday. It wasn't taken yesterday. It was taken December 21st, 11:50 p.m. Oh? But there's nothing on the lake in this picture, Your Honor. The real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all! What do you mean? Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises. Aha! Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Leary heard that gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve. Indeed, it would seem that is the case. And where does that leave us? So testified that she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken? Not at all, Your Honor. It is a fact that the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. In fact, it should have triggered twice, because they both heard 2 gunshots, there should be 2 photos. It is really weird that there isn't 2 photos. Just putting that out there. Your Honor, at night there were 2 sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them. Well, why would this be? Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera was set to respond to loud noises. Yes? There is no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera. Not until yesterday, today. She changed the settings. Hey, my nose was clear that night, man. Clear! Well, Mr. Wright, it's not turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noises at 11:50 was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any. We still have the metal detector? Okay, it's not going to be any of the DL6 stuff, and it's not a parrot either. Oh! Yeah, fired 3 times. Yeah, I've been talking about that, like, the past few trials. Couple trials. was really suspicious. Wait, this is the second trial. The past few streams. And it's really weird that this thing has... And now we know why. This is my evidence. But what does this mean, though? There was a gunshot. There was 25 minutes. And then there was the whole thing with the boat. Like, what does this actually mean? Like, he was absolutely on the boat. Because, like... I mean, we saw the picture with 2 people on the boat, and... Like, Edgeworth would know if it was someone else. Whatever, let's continue. We'll find out, I suppose. The murder weapon? Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. It's been bothering me for a while, too. I mean the streamer. Not me. I'm not still speaking as Phoenix Wright. But, like, it did kind of sound... Because of the me pronoun being used twice in 2 different contexts. I'm the same person talking. You understand me now, though. I'm rambling at this point. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. That 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight. Order! Order! That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake. Exactly! If this is true, then there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, and the other at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you? Why? I better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes. Ah! What's wrong, Nick? I have it! I have it! Huh? Remember the case with the Steel Samurai? Huh? Yeah, of course I remember. The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case. Okay, the murderer in that case, the guy showed up and she shoved him off in self-defense. So I assume Phoenix is talking about Jack Hammer here? And what? He dressed up. Our culprit dressed up as Robert Hammond. After killing him, got on the boat with Edgeworth, and Edgeworth just didn't even notice that it was somebody else. That's what we're gonna go with here? What do you mean? Maya! Yes? If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth. You just figured it out! You were just saying you'd figured it out! I've got a hunch and I'm going to run with it. Right. I mean, is this safe? Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict! We have nothing to lose! You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay? Right, Nick. Your Honor? Yes, Mr. Wright? The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? So, you finally realized the truth? There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself! Wrong, Von Coma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting. Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, 1 boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat, and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat. I admit, It is hard to imagine any other possibility. Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says 15. But Larry heard it got shot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. That's the only way that Edgeworth could be innocent. Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who the two men on the boat are. Murderer and Hammond. No, Edgeworth and... because that would imply that Edgeworth was the murderer. Edgeworth and the murderer, Edgeworth and Hammond. I mean, that would also imply... Yeah, okay. It's this. Seriously? That is actually what we're going with here. Okay. I mean, it's gonna turn out to be the actual case, I guess. I guess it was too dark and funky or something. Of course it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the rise of Mr. Hammond had met Edgeworth. What? Are you serious? Yes. Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place. But like... he would recognize the old guy who got up on the stand as the person he quote-unquote shot that night. He would recognize that still. Unless old guy isn't actually the murderer. But then who is? I'm not sure what to make of all this. Ludicrous. Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer then. Murderer's name? Right, it's... Hurt. No. Actually, I don't know the murderer's name. You don't know? Bah! Again, you waste my time! I don't know because he never told us. Murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond. The caretaker of the boat shop? Where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then. Why would he have to go all the way out on the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest that the real scene of this crime was not on a boat? What? Well, then where did the murder take place? On land? Just like anywhere would work. Like, just the only thing that matters is not the lake. It could be literally anywhere. Like, I don't see any reason that... I mean, is it his house? Is it the shack? Is it the wet noodle? Here, of course, the boat shop, where he lives. That way he could meet with the victim without anyone seeing. I guess that makes sense. You have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime? You call Larry's testimony, if you will. At night, he was out on the lake in a boat, searching for something. He finds it and returns the boat. Then, just as he's starting to head for home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor. Even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned to boat? The boat shop! Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Good Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, are you sure about this? Not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning, and I take it slow, I'd just be able to figure this out. That night, caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. That was a scary picture. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond. And just hoped that Edgeworth wouldn't notice the bullet hole. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and... Okay, look, not been a bullet hole in the coat, but it's still a funny shot. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake. And who fired the pistol on the boat, right? And it's showing us now that we figured it out. Like, we know... It's a pretty safe assumption at this point that that's actually what happened if it's showing it to us. Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice, both missed Edgeworth on purpose. Wait a minute. Yes? Why would he shoot twice if he didn't need to hit anyone? Details. Notice, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice. Okay, he wasn't aiming at anything, so it's this one. Let me think. How does that make sense then? He shot once to get the picture. No, wait. Okay, he didn't know the picture was gonna be taken. So he shot once to get people to look at the lake, and then shot again to make it look like he had gotten shot. Yeah. I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor. Create a witness! The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Okay. Indeed, Miss Hartig did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit, and he fires again. Then, the murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him. I see. Someone looking from the edge of the lake, it would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other. The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice to draw attention to the boat. Once you realize that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop. Then he put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body, and threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired that night on Good Lake. We can't possibly have just won. Like, we haven't used half of the evidence in our court record, right? Okay, wait. Let me go back. Oh. So this is our attorney's badge. This we used a lot the first day. This we used the first day as well, I believe. Maybe we haven't. I don't think we've used this at all. We've had it updated once to get the 1 meter thing. This we've definitely used. This we used today. This we showed Edgeworth the first day. This we've used yesterday and during the investigation. This we used, this I don't think we've used, but it's like we've looked at it for examples. We haven't used the bullet. But we used the gun. We used the deposition. I mean, we used the metal detector earlier. Why are we still carrying it, though? We haven't used the parrot at all. And we haven't covered DL6. That's the main thing. That's the main thing I was getting at. The rest of it is ancillary. We haven't covered DL6, so this ain't over yet. Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly. Very well, while we are waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Mr. Edgeworth, have you heard what the defense has said? Yes. Well? Why did you go to the lake that night? What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes. Several days ago, I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come by the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me. Something important? I'm sorry, I can't say what it was. Your Honor, sir. They left. We are conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet. The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either. What? What should I do? Find him, quickly. We cannot allow him to get away. Mr. Von Coma, your witness has disappeared. I saw the word search. I accidentally skipped a bunch, though. Oh, you know what? You know what? Let's go. I'm gonna go. No, never mind. I was gonna go to my stream and then, like, slow it down. And can you even slow down a live? I know you can speed it up, so you can probably slow it down. But I'm not gonna bother. Search has been, all the police are looking for him. The search has been executed, is being executed. I don't know. Commenced. Search warrant? Maybe? Something about that? Search. It was like the start of the second line, so I don't... Whatever. Goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. We'll extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him, and I want to know who he is. Very well. Court is adjourned. 3 minutes. Try a day. On December 27th, 122, District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. Yay, Nick, you did it. Yeah. Well, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict. And what about Larry? That was something else. Even Von Coma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped us out. Sure, once I sifted through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down to the wire all the time. I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients. Hey, Edgeworth. Edgeworth. Did you say something? That looks so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try to smile just a little. Relax. No, it's supposed to go in an upward direction. You kind of sloped downwards there. Although it could just be the angle you're hanging your head at. It wouldn't hurt to look up too. Like, I just realized the music cut out, so maybe I should be serious right now. I'm sorry, but I fear it's not over for me yet. What do you mean? Right? There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now. And I don't know whether or not to tell you. Edgeworth? No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you to get it off my chest, but... I can't make up my mind. What is this about, Edgeworth? It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. Did he kill his dad? Like, why? Right, that's gotta be what this is about. This has to be about DL6, right? It can't be about this one, because we're getting them out. Like, we already know what happened. This has gotta be a DL6 thing. And I know you have your own spin-off games, so... I'm interested to see where this is going. A memory of a murder. Ah! Okay, well. Oh, looks like I'm finding out more next week. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Save. And I'll see all of you next time. Goodbye. Ah.